Hello friends, welcome to Pro Talent, and this is our score booster legal knowledge series. Okay, this is what demanded by large number of students. So we are bringing it to you a legal knowledge series. Now what we are trying to provide here is a static legal knowledge in a question answer format. Okay, so that we are trying to learn lot of concepts about legal field. Okay, आज मैं ये लीगल नॉलेज की सीरीज में आई विल बी डिस्कसिंग अ लॉट अबाउट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रिलेटेड पार्ट. So make sure that you listen to these questions. Okay, what is the method I am adopting? I am adopting a method which is a question answer module. I'll be taking in one module 25 questions. Okay, so there will be 25 questions and there will be 25 homework questions on protalentdigital.com. Okay, so that means you will be getting 50 questions per module. Okay, so this 50 questions will give you good confidence about developing a knowledge about this legal aspect. Remember, the students who are interested to develop a career in law are the people who will have good command over legal field. Okay, though 12th standard students are not expected to have lot of detailed legal knowledge, but to a reasonable extent it is expected, and therefore such kind of questions will be very crucial. Okay, in examinations like MHCT, in examination like AILET, in examination like let's say SLAT or even CLAT, such kind of questions would be very important. Okay, my objective is to help you out with the entire aspect of this legal entrance exam. Okay, chaliye, so let me start to talk about these questions. The students must go through every question. मैं हर एक क्वेश्चन के साथ थोड़ा सा ज्यादा मैं हर एक क्वेश्चन के साथ हर एक छोटी छोटी चीजें डिस्कस करूंगा आपके साथ. सो लेट्स सी हाउ थिंग्स आर वर्किंग विद अस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 बोलता है अ बिल विच इज पास्ड इन पार्लियामेंट becomes an act after. Okay, so कोई भी बिल है वो कैसे पास होता है? That's a very simple thing. So बिल या तो लोकसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस होगा या तो राज्यसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस होगा. अगर मानते हैं कि लोकसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस होगा then it will go to राज्यसभा. अगर वो राज्यसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस होगा then it will go to लोकसभा. Okay, once it is passed it has to go to the president, and if president approves it, it becomes an act. Okay, I think this process is known to everyone, and therefore answer क्या होगा? The president gives assent. Okay, tell me which is a bill which doesn't follow this process. Okay, I'm sure you know that it is a money bill. Okay, money bill एक ऐसा बिल है जो इस प्रोसेस में नहीं जाता है. मनी बिल comes directly from the signature of the president. President की साइन होकर आता है. Then it is introduced in the Lok Sabha. Once it is introduced in the Lok Sabha and it is passed, then it is sent to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha has 14 days to respond on it. In case they respond or doesn't respond, it doesn't matter. What matters is it is passed in Lok Sabha. अगर वो लोक सभा में पास हो गया, ठीक है, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. इट इज एन एक्ट. वहां पे प्रेसिडेंट की साइन करने की वापस जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि वो पहले से साइन होकर आया है. मानो वो लोकसभा में पास नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा? अगर लोकसभा में पास नहीं हुआ देन प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड एंटायर कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर हैज टू रिजाइन. ओके, व्हाइल इन इंडिया प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड द कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर हैज टू रिजाइन. In America, if money bill doesn't pass, then what happens? They say it is shut down. Okay, in USA it is shut down. In India, prime minister and the entire cabinet has to resign. Okay, chaliye, great. Let's start with the question number 2. Question number 2 says interpretation of Indian Constitution is done based on the spirit of what? Okay, how do we interpret Indian Constitution? Indian Constitution को अगर इंटरप्रेट करना है, so what is supreme? Okay, एक जमाने में अलग अलग पर्सपेक्टिव बनते थे, ठीक है, बट एट द एंड इट इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड फैक्ट दैट इट इज बेस्ड ऑन फंडामेंटल राइट. Article number 13 of Indian Constitution says supremacy of fundamental right. So whatever is the interpretation we have to do, it is based on the protection of the fundamental right. So answer क्या होना चाहिए? This is a fundamental rights. ध्यान रखिएगा, बहुत मजेदार सा पॉइंट है. While I'm sure you know DPSP, fundamental duties and preamble, ये तीन चीज are non-justiciable in the court of law. Okay, while according to fundamental rights, there is something called judicial review. Yes or no? Judicial review के मुताबिक you can say court कोई भी लॉ को इंटरप्रेट करेगी और अगर वो लॉ फंडामेंटल राइट को अगर वायलेट करता है तो उतने पार्ट को वो वायलेट करेगी. दिस इज कॉल्ड डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ सीवियरेबिलिटी. दैट मींस अगर जितना पार्ट कोई भी लॉ का अगर वो फंडामेंटल राइट को वायलेट करता है उतना ही पार्ट वो निकाल देंगे. दैट इज कॉल्ड जुडिशियल रिव्यू. ओके, ठीक है. सो आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? फंडामेंटल राइट्स. ये तीन चीज नॉन जस्टिसेबल है इन द सेंस अगर फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज या डीपीएसपी दैट इज डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ स्टेट पॉलिसी और प्रीएम्बल में से अगर कुछ चीजें हुई नहीं तो भैया हम उसके लिए कोर्ट में जा नहीं सकते हैं. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ स्टेट पॉलिसी of Indian Constitution does not include what? I'm sure you are aware about that article number 36 to 51 includes this DPSP. Okay, so ये DPSP का part है, while article number 12 to 35 is about फंडामेंटल राइट. ठीक है, तो इनमें से क्या क्या चीजें इंक्लूड नहीं करते हैं भाई? मिनिमम वर्किंग वेजेस, यस, ठीक है, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड मिनिमम डेली वर्किंग वेजेस, दिस इज इंक्लूडेड इन इट. प्राइमरी एजुकेशन, यस, ठीक है. आरटीई, राइट टू एजुकेशन, ये प्राइमरी एजुकेशन का जो पार्ट है वो तीन जगह दिखता है. कहां दिखता है? फंडामेंटल राइट्स, डीपीएसपी और फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज. एकमात्र पॉइंट जो तीन जगह दिखता है, फ्री लीगल एड, यस, दैट इज देयर. हेल्थ केयर के बारे में ऐसा कुछ बोला नहीं गया है एंड देयरफॉर आंसर हैज टू बी डी. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. How many fundamental rights are guaranteed under our Indian Constitution? Our Indian Constitution के मुताबिक there will be 6 fundamental rights, ठीक है, which are guaranteed under Constitution. Okay, so you will have to now tell me which are those important 6 fundamental rights. आप उनका जो आर्टिकल है उनका ग्रुपिंग मुझे दे सकते हैं. ओके, जैसे आर्टिकल नंबर 14, 15, 16, ओके, 17, 18 दैट टर्न्स आउट बी राइट टू इक्वालिटी. ओके, देन यू हैव आर्टिकल नंबर 19 व्हिच इज फ्रीडम. ओके, सो उस तरीके से आप मुझे एक ग्रुपिंग करके फटाफट कमेंट सेक्शन में डालिए. ठीक है, सो गिव मी दिस इन अ कमेंट सेक्शन बिकॉज दिस स्मॉल लर्निंग will recall lot of you can say articles in your mind. Okay, तो ये बिल्कुल आप भूले नहीं. तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 talks about how many kinds of emergencies have been visualized in our constitution. I'm sure every one of you are knowing it. Please tell me what is the answer. The answer is 3. Okay, which are those? Article number 352 which is एक तरीके से देखे तो उसको बोलते हैं नेशनल इमरजेंसी. आर्टिकल नंबर 356 which is Article number 356 which is President's rule. Okay, and then Article number 360 which is basically financial emergency. Okay, भारत में अभी तक फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी लगी नहीं है. रिसेंटली फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी कहां लगी है? यूएसए में. Yes or no? आपने सुना होगा उसके बारे में. I discussed about that in a current affair class. Okay, प्रेसिडेंट्स रूल इंडिया में बहुत बार लगा है. 352, ठीक है, इंडिया में नेशनल इमरजेंसी एक बार लगी है. ओके, अब नेशनल इमरजेंसी के जो you can say पहलू है, दैट मीन्स ऑन व्हाट ग्राउंड नेशनल इमरजेंसी कैन बी इंप्लीमेंटेड? प्लीज वो तीनों तीन फटाफट कमेंट सेक्शन में बताइए, सो दैट वी कैन रिकॉल देम। उनमें से कोई एक पॉइंट था जो आर्टिकल नंबर लेकिन से जो अमेंडमेंट नंबर 44 में चेंज किया गया था, ठीक है, तो वो भी बताइए। द ग्राउंड्स ऑन विच नेशनल इमरजेंसीज कैन बी डिक्लेयर्ड। ओके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, ultimate sovereignty of India lies in the hands of what? Okay, so भाई भारत में जो sovereignty है, that means who is the sovereign of our India? Who is the God in our country? Is it Prime Minister? Is it President? Is it citizen of India? Or is it political parties? In India, sovereignty lies in the hands of citizen of India. That's why our preamble starts with "We the people of India." Okay, so that is called ultimate sovereignty of India lies in the hands of citizen of India. Okay, let's move and talk about question number 7. Who is the chief executive of India? Okay, who is the chief executive of India? Is it Union Cabinet, or is it Prime Minister, or is it Chief Justice of India? Is it the President of single largest party in the Lok Sabha? Obviously, Lok Sabha की single largest party से कोई मतलब नहीं है. There has to be either Prime Minister or something like that. So Chief Justice of India है नहीं. Union Cabinet or Prime Minister. So that means the Chief Executive is Prime Minister in our country. Prime Minister is head of Union Cabinet और उस Union Cabinet की वजह से he is the Chief Executive. Answer would be Prime Minister. इंडिया में Prime Minister, that means parliamentary system है. Okay, while in America it is a presidential system. अगर यही सवाल अमेरिका के लिए पूछा होता तो आंसर क्या होता? President. Okay, चलिए, great. I hope you are enjoying these questions. Coming to question number 8. The Constitution of India describes India as what kind of nation? Okay, so India is a federal state. Federal समझ में आता होगा आपको. Federal, that means there are different states. They together come and say we are one, but we will remain independent as a state. जैसे United States of America, that says it is United States. Okay, so that is US of A. Okay, that is a federal state and India is not a federal. Okay, we are so-called quasi-federal, semi-federal, as if we are federal, but हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये वर्ड भी नहीं है quasi-federal का. Okay, okay. Is it a merger of princely states? No, it is union of states and therefore it is known as Union of India. Okay, so जिन लोगों को इसका आंसर आया है, that is thumbs up for you. You are doing good because you are aware about this idea. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Question number 9. It says right to property is what? In India there was article number 31 and according to that we had this right to property was earlier a fundamental right, but it has been repealed. So that means it is no longer a fundamental right and therefore it is now what? Legal right. Okay, I'm sure you know that all fundamental rights are part of, you can say, legal right. All fundamental rights are basically legal rights. Okay, chaliye, great. So now we have right to property, which is a legal right. So here I would like to ask you a question. ठीक है, in which year this right to property has been removed from our fundamental right and was made as a legal right? So in which year it was repealed? फटाफट बताइए. Okay, question number 10 was the blank of Constituent Assembly. He was the chairman of the Constituent Assembly. So you may be asking, sir, what is Constituent Assembly? Constituent Assembly is when Britishers tried to transfer power to Indian people. So Britisher की तरफ से, ठीक है, जब पावर हमारे पास ट्रांसफर हुआ तो उसके बीच वाले पूरे प्रोसेस में ये जो एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली थी, दे वर द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ द पीपल, उन्होंने इन चीजों को मैनेज किया. दैट इज व्हाट. सो ही वाज द चेयरमैन. वैसे temporary pro tem chairman was Dr. Sachindra Sinha. Okay, but the main chairman was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Question number 11. Who was the chairman of drafting committee of the constitution? Drafting committee के chairman कौन थे? Drafting committee. What is the work of a drafting committee? If you become lawyer, you will have to draft a lot of documents. Okay, and who was the chairman of drafting committee? That is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee. Okay, I'm sure you know this. Question number 12. जिनको आंसर आता है फटाफट बताइए. Okay, so in which year was the Constituent Assembly was set up? ओके, ऑप्शन देके आप आंसर निकाल सकते हैं बिकॉज आई ऑलरेडी गिव यू एन आइडिया ऑफ द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली, दैट इज ट्रांसफरिंग पावर फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट to Indian government, and Britisher were ruling on us, and that is a time period. So that is 1946 has to be the answer, not any other. तो वो 1946 में बनाया गया था. Okay, चलिए, great. So let's talk about question number 13. India can be termed as a republic. So India is termed as republic. Now what is republic? It is representative of the public. Okay, so what do we mean by representation of public? We will be ruled by the representative of the public, not by the king or queen or उनके बेटे के बेटे. ऐसा नहीं होगा. Okay, so that means what do we have? We have head of the state is elected for a limited period, and therefore we are republic. Okay, just like China is a republic. Okay, South Korea is a republic, so they are republic. Okay, head of the state is elected for a limited period. Question number 14 says, officially who can declare that a war is taking place? Okay, who can declare a war is taking place? Remember, in India, based on the war, who can proclaim emergency? Okay, it is the president who can proclaim the emergency. Okay, so that is president can proclaim emergency, and according to that, answer would be the president. President on the aid and advice of प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड द कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स, उन सबकी बातों को सुनकर वो करेंगे. ठीक है, अपनी मनमर्जी से नहीं करेंगे, under the aid and advice of this. So officially who can? It is the president. Okay, I hope this is very clear. Coming to question number 15. President of India should not be less than a blank number of years of ages. ठीक है, so what is the eligibility criteria for the president? That's a question, and a very simple question. I'm sure every one of you are aware, and the answer would be 35 years of age. That means you cannot become president, I can become. Okay, assuming that you are a young student and I'm little old, and that way it is 35. Okay, question number 16. Who is the chairman of Rajya Sabha? So we have ex officio position. Okay, this is called ex officio position. What is ex officio position? Ex officio position का मतलब होता है by the virtue of position in one office, the other person holds the another office, and that is vice president. Whosoever will become vice president of India will become the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Coming to question number 17. DPSP. Okay, so directive principles of state policy are in what nature? Are they socialistic, democratic, universal, or they are non-justiciable? So it is non-justiciable. What is the meaning of non-justiciable? It means that अगर सरकार इसमें बेसिकली है क्या, स्टेट पॉलिसी के लिए डायरेक्टिव्स है. ठीक है, अगर सरकार ने कोई पर्टिकुलर स्टेट पॉलिसी जो डायरेक्टिव के मुताबिक दी है वो फॉलो नहीं करी, सो क्या होगा? कैन वी, यू कैन से आस्क एनी काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन ऑन इट? वी कैन, बट कैन वी sue them in the court? No, and that means it is non-justiciable. Question number 18. When was the Constitution of India was adopted by Constituent Assembly? That's a big question. Constituent Assembly ने कब इसको adopt किया? Constituent Assembly adopted on 26th November 1949, and it was adopted by entire India on 26th January 1950. 26 January 1950. ठीक है, वो दिन इसलिए डिसाइड किया गया बिकॉज ऑन 26 Jan every year we were celebrating पूर्ण Purna Swaraj. Okay, that is what we were celebrating, and that's why we commemorated that particular day. Okay, coming to number 19, India can be termed as secular state. So we are secular because we are here, all religions are equally protected. Possibly yes. It does not have any official religion. Yes. No discrimination is done based on one's, you can say, caste. So here number C has changed the entire game. Okay, otherwise ये दोनों चीजें बराबर थी. No discrimination is based on one's religion होता तो we could have marked all of this. Here now the answer is it does not have an official religion and all religions are equally protected. इन दोनों में से कोई एक मार्क करना है, ठीक है. So we are बिन सांप्रदायिक. That means we don't have any official religion, and that is a better answer. Okay, here let's understand. We have to find out a better answer. Question number 20. The legislative power of India, that is law-making power of India, is vested with whom? It is vested with Parliament. What is Parliament? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President. ये तीन को मिला दो, that is called legislative power. Okay, question number 21. The head of Council of Ministers in the state is, who is the head of Council of Ministers in, you can say, state? That is Chief Minister. Chief Minister is the head of the Council of the Ministers. Coming to question number 22. Members of Rajya Sabha are elected directly by citizens? No, they are not directly elected by citizens. Is it elected by Lok Sabha? No, it is elected by the ruling party in the union. No, it is elected by the members of legislative assembly. So it is called House of or Council of States बोलते हैं उसको, ठीक है. That is Rajya Sabha. Question number 23. Who is the longest serving Prime Minister of India? Longest serving Prime Minister of India. Now, if you see the options, then it turns out to be so easy. Okay, so obviously not Morarji Desai. Morarji Desai इंदिरा गांधी के बाद आया था, उन्होंने पहले ही रिजाइन कर दिया था. इंदिरा गांधी went for a little longer period, Manmohan Singh for 2 terms, but Jawaharlal Nehru is for the longest serving Prime Minister of India. Question number 24. Who was the first President of India to take oath? ठीक है, भारत के पहले President of India कौन है? Okay, that is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the first President of India to take oath. And question number 25, that's the last question for us for the discussion. It says, to be appointed as a minister at the union level, that person must be a member of parliament or become one within 6 months of appointment. हो सकता है, ठीक है. Be a member of Lok Sabha or become one within the month of the, you can say, appointment, 6 months of the appointment. अब लोक सभा का member बनना जरूरी नहीं है. You can become member of Rajya Sabha as well. Not be a nominated member or be nationally renowned, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं. आंसर क्या हो जाना चाहिए? First. Okay, so the answer is A. Okay, I hope you learned some interesting thing with me about legal knowledge. Okay, this is, we discussed majorly about constitution. Okay, make sure that you take all 25 questions from protalentdigital.com. वहां पे आपको additionally 25 questions मिलेंगे. I hope you are enjoying Score Booster series with us. In this Score Booster, we are providing you wonderful support for your preparation for your CLAT. Okay.